Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more petty revenges. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Boss chiseled me out of $100 and paid the price. I'm a contractor. While working on a project in a very remote location, I arranged to buy and bring 2 rounds of breakfast tacos for the staff of the county facility where I'll be working for the next week in exchange for free copy privileges. The boss gave approval on the phone, and the total for the tacos that week came out to just over $100. A great exchange, as the copy budget was upwards of $1,000. My receipts, along with the supporting 60 statement I submitted at the end of the billing cycle, between a week and 2 weeks after he'd verbally approved the expense, was declined. I wasn't too angry, but a deal's a deal, and I called the boss to remind him he'd approved the expense. His response, "You should have gotten it in writing," pissed me off royally, but I finished the project as promised and was working on another project for another client less than a week later. A couple of months go by, and the boss who chiseled me out for the money called to see if I was available to work on another project. Beginning on the 1st of the next month, and after some haggling, I agreed. The work schedule would be tight, and in his words, this was an all-hands-on-deck project with nights and weekends expected. A couple of days before the project was set to begin, the chiseler called to tell me the engagement paperwork was on the way and checked my email. I told him I had decided not to work the project after all, and he was furious. He screamed, "You agreed to work on this project weeks ago." I repeated his words verbatim. "You should have gotten it in writing." This is why you should just be nice to your contractors and your employees and your workers, because they're literally the ones doing the work for you. Like, you're actually screwed if they decide to just bail out. She tried to plagiarize my work. I went nuclear. During my freshman year at university, I had been working on a group project with 4 other people. We had completed an experiment as part of the physics module, and each needed to write a report, approximately 2,500 words, to be assessed. As the deadline for this module fell slap bang in the middle of a really active few weeks, I took the uncharacteristically organized decision to write and submit my report a few weeks early. Job done, free to party over varsity week. One of my colleagues left everything until last minute and called me in a panic 2 days before the due date and asked if I could share my report with her so that we could understand how to structure the report and present the data. Me being a bit dopey and probably still a bit intoxicated from a week of partying, sent her my report in its entirety. The following day, night before submission, she called me again and asked if I could proofread her report and make any minor adjustments I saw fit before she submitted. I agreed, and she emailed the document over. Much to my horror, she had basically copied and pasted my entire report. I couldn't believe that she was moronic enough to send me the report to look at, given that she had plagiarized the whole thing. This is where I became quite vengeful and petty. I first used the find and replace function on Word and replaced commonly used words from our experiment with vulgarities. I then replaced a step-by-step methodology from our experiment with a step-by-step recipe for spaghetti bolognese. The data table was replaced with the box scores from the NFL games that weekend. I took the time to change the authors' names in her references to characters from Harry Potter. To top things off, I rewrote her conclusion as a confession that she had attempted to plagiarize the report. I sent the revised document to her and fully expected to receive an angry call in response. I did receive an angry phone call 3 weeks later when she was called in for a faculty meeting to an academic misconduct. Apparently, being the dingbat she was, she had not even proofread the document I had sent her and submitted it. She hadn't just failed the module, but was under threat of expulsion, as through trying to blame me for the content of the document, she had inadvertently admitted to attempt plagiarism. Upon returning to the faculty 5 years later as a research fellow, I discovered that the director of teaching had kept a copy of the report and routinely showed it to students as a warning not to plagiarize. Wow! Yeah, she's an actual dingbat. Oh my gosh. What? That's, you know what? The audacity to plagiarize someone's work and then to send it back to them to edit it for you, and then you just submit it straight away. Wow, she really thinks everything in this world is free. She's like, well, that's easy. I just got someone to do my work for me. Done. Girl, you are dumb. And that's actually crazy that she didn't even look at it before she submitted it. Oh my gosh. I don't get people like that though. Like, how? Huh? How do you do that? You know, like, it actually takes balls to do this as well. Please message me in the group chat. Alright, but you won't like it. I had a coworker I don't get along with. I tried being friendly with him when I first started, but he listened to a coworker who worked in my unit, and she only ever spoke badly about me. She later admitted it's because she has a hard time making friends, is shy, and sometimes being a little bit mean helps her open up. Anyway, this coworker guy is only ever nice and helpful to the girls. For the longest time, I was the only guy in my unit. That meant that if he had information he needed to share to me, he would take it to my boss. If he had information to share to anyone else in my unit, he would come bearing gifts, usually Mexican or Japanese snacks. He prefers his private messages to be only from girls in the office. Recently, he directly told me to only message him in the group chat. If it hasn't been for the way he told me, I would have been okay. There are managers in the group chat, timestamp, etc. I began to message him in the group chat, but only to point out his errors, showing that he was making people wait up to an hour to hear from him on issues that normally takes 2 to 5 minutes to get a response back on, sending messages that people are on hold for him and implying that he should be taking calls he promises to take and not leaving them to flirt with girls in the office. In the last hour of the day, he came back to me and just quickly said, please send messages for me directly to me. I didn't. He was very stern in needing messages from him in a group chat. He took it back. He was like, oh, no, don't point out my mistakes. But seriously, guys like this are like so greasy. You know, like, ooh, slimy. Seriously, just work. You know, when you're at work, just work. I hope all the bosses were in their group chats as well, so they know what he's doing. The student next to me used to copy all of my answers for tests and quizzes. When I was in high school in earth science class, it was well known that I knew all the answers to any questions that the teacher had. I would study very hard. Therefore, the kids sitting next to me who did not do far too well in class used to not so inconspicuously copy off of my quizzes and tests without my consent. This of course pissed me off. I put in hard work studying and doing all of this homework while this guy just cheats and gets a high grade because I'm simply just sitting next to him. To make matters more annoying, he would disrupt the class quite often and would delay all of us. Finally, I decided I was going to do something about it. So that day, I purposely picked all the wrong answers on the test. I even made sure he could see them, making no attempt at hiding my paper. He copied every single one and handed the test as soon as he had copied the last question down. While he was up, I then went back and quickly answered every question correct. When the test results came back, he got a big fat 0. Our teacher was genuinely surprised. I'm not sure anyone has ever done so badly on a test of this before. I, however, was not. I was satisfied and smiling. You should have seen the look on the kid's face when he asked what I got on my test and I showed him my test score 100. I just smiled at him. I'm sure he knew exactly what I had done and he never copied off of me again. Great. I love reading stories like this. I guess this happens so often, seriously. But it never gets old. This is the best revenge. Even if you don't know anything, just guess, okay? You got like 25% of getting the answer correct, so just guess. Or if you want to do even better, then just study. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!